My name is Jen Halpern, and my company is Soft Sell Coaching. Super short, I'm a sales coach and a sales trainer. From milking cows to corporate America to entrepreneur, the problem I solve for the clients I serve is when you're missing your sales targets. Boom, enough about me. Let's rock and roll. Holy sugar, what have I done? It's midnight. I'm landing in Tel Aviv, Israel. I'm a new immigrant. Yeah, I saw your face. What? That's unexpected. 20 plus years ago, I immigrated to Israel. I'm shuffled into an immigration center. I'm surrounded by old women in babushkas, some carrying chickens, some carrying goats. True story. I'm jet lagged, I'm disoriented, I'm pretty much terrified. What have I done? Holy sugar, what have I done? It's time for me to hop into a taxi to drive down south for 4 hours. It's now 2 a.m., it's dark, and it's pouring down rain, and I don't know what's going on. Holy sugar. So I'm in the taxi cab, and the taxi driver pulls off, unbeknownst to me, into a neighborhood full of caravans. And he gets out of the taxi. Holy sugar, what's going on now? He comes back about a minute later, and out of the caravan or mobile home that he exited from, 22 other people, I counted them, 22 other people come out of this mobile home, and they all come towards me. Holy sugar, now I'm really freaking out. This old woman hands me a warm box of homemade pastries. And she says to me, "Welcome home." She says, "Welcome home." In that moment, I learned a very powerful sales conversation lesson that I try to take with me everywhere at all times, and it's this. You've probably all heard it. I'm going to paraphrase it. It doesn't matter what is said. What matters is how we feel. It doesn't matter what you say. It matters how you make that person feel. All right. So now I want to engage with a couple of you. I want to hear from 2 or 3 of you in this moment, and I will call on you. So thank you. Feel free to raise your hand because we're business owners and we're leaders. I want you to share a moment. Maybe it's a welcome home moment, a moment when you were in your favorite coffee shop and a new barista made you feel seen and heard and important, or you were at a hotel and a concierge took excellent care of you, or a vendor, or your partner, or your kid. I would like to hear a welcome home moment. Who are my volunteers before I volunteer? Leaders and business owners, be thinking. Yes, Cece, go on, girl.
I had occasionally go to other ones depending on where my next meeting is and where I need to get a cup, right? So I walk into the one over on Pond Hill, over on 16-4 in Northwest Military, and I don't recognize any of the baristas there because that's not my normal place. All the other ones I know. And she goes, "Hi, Cece, what are you doing over here?" And I was like, I told her, I said, "Thank you for remembering my name." I said, "That means a lot." I said, "Where did I meet you? Which Marin?" And she's like, I'm usually over at, I kind of travel around. So I've been at several different places, but that just really impressed me. And it was before I put my phone number in to get my points. So she didn't know my name. So that was impressive.
Thank you, Cece.
And I love Merit. And I'm their biggest advertiser and referral.
That's a plug for Merit Coffee. And what's the takeaway there? This person remembered your name. Who's got one more story to share? Yes, thank you. And state your name, please.
Hi, I'm Cindy Todd, and so I'm an Aggie, big Aggie fan. And A&M, I remember they do so good at this at making you feel welcome. It's almost like a cult feeling, right? You're once you drink the Kool-Aid, you're in. But it happens the moment you step onto that campus, even when you're just like a young high schooler trying to figure out where you're supposed to be in life. You walk on, you're clearly lost with your parents, and about 5 people stop and ask, "Hey, can I help you?" And, "Hey, can I get you here? Hey, can I get you there? Welcome. Like, what are you doing here? Like, tell me about you." Right. And it's it's not just faculty, it's not just, core cadets, it's anyone, it's the culture, right? And then again, even so I did that as for myself, and later went back with my husband because he was a veteran going back to school. And when we traveled to check out A&M for him, as soon as they found out he was a veteran, they called up certain deans. They said, okay, you're going to go see this dean. And then we would, get escorted over to that dean. And that dean would say, oh, you're a veteran? Okay, let me go call this other person. And they're going to expect you. I'm going to have them escort you over there. It felt like really out of 60,000 students, you're taking the time to really attend to us and our needs and what we're doing, and thanking my husband for his service in the military. So, moments like that, I think, really stood out to us and makes us feel at home there.
Thank you. Cindy?
Cindy,
thank you, Cindy. Moments that matter. There's a juicy phrase. Feeling seen and heard and made to feel important. That is a great transition. Thank you. For rule number 1, it's not about you, business owners. It's not about your product or your service or how great your widget is. Nobody cares until you make them feel cared for. Nobody cares. Sorry to break your bubble. Here's your fabulous business, product, or service. So what? What's in it for me? So please keep that in mind. Rule number 1, your customer, client, or prospect comes first. What's in it for them? So recently, I took my 19-year-old daughter to buy her first car. She took a gap year after high school to study music and work full-time. In this year, she saved over $8,000, and she did her research. This was going to be her moment. We were going to go to 2 dealerships, Toyota and Chevy. She knew what kinds of cars she wanted to test drive, and she was ready to drive off that day. So we go into the Toyota dealership. This is me and my daughter. Sales guy comes up, pay attention. The sales guy comes up to me. He looks at me and only me, and he launches into all the deals that are happening in this moment and what kind of car and what kind of financing and all these great things. I swear 8 minutes he was just talking at me. Jordan pipes up and is like, Mom, I think we're good. Why don't we move on? So we left and we're walking out, and Jordan says to me, Mama, I'm not buying a car from that guy. I said, tell me more. She said, he did not look at me once. He didn't even acknowledge me. He did not understand that I'm the buyer, and I'm ready to make a buying decision today. Why? Because he exhibited zero curiosity. So we go to the Chevy dealership. We walk in, and I remember this guy's name. This is a year ago or so. His name's Philip. I still remember his name. Philip walks up to us, and he looks at both of us, and I'm getting goosebumps. Ooh. He looks at both of us, and he asks one simple question, and then he shuts his mouth. And he says, hi there. Who am I working with today? And that's it. Jordan piped up. He must have asked her 26 questions. Imagine. Why do you want to buy a car today? What is the purpose? What kind of car do you like? You want a sedan or you want an SUV? What are you going to use it for? What do you think about air conditioning? What do you think about heat? You want leather? I'm telling you 26 questions at least. And guess what? We drove off that lot in her brand new Chevy Trax 2025. That girl earned it. Whew. What is the lesson? What is the lesson in this story? What do you think?
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Oh, get it, girl. Thank you. Amazing. That's it. So that's rule number 1. Your prospect comes first. It's not about you until it's time to make it about you. Always curiosity, make it about them. So refreshing rule number 1, what's in it for them? Your prospect, customer, client comes first. Rule number 2, be curious, a 3-to-1 ratio. In any conversation, please ask at least 3 questions of the other person before you launch into yourself. A minimum of 3 questions. HubSpot. Everybody know what HubSpot is? HubSpot put out a survey recently that said best practice in a qualification or discovery conversation or connections conversation, whatever your language is, a minimum of, what did they say? 13 questions at a minimum. Think about the information you can learn by asking a minimum of 13 questions to the person in front of you. That's mind-blowing. So I was with a client, this was a couple weeks ago, and there were five of them in the room. There was a VP of sales, and there were 4 of his sales managers. And I asked this one intentional question. I did not say, Rod or Kian, I'm asking you this question. I did not use a name. My question to the group was, first, I want to understand, tell me about the strengths and what's working in your sales organization. And then I shut my mouth. Keep in mind the hierarchy. We've got a VP and we got sales managers in the room. The VP spoke up, and the VP launched into, remember what I asked, what's working and what are the strengths. And the VP started to tell me how they're missing their numbers, deals go sideways, there's no accountability, good reps are leaving, why are they poachable? Negatives, negatives, negatives. What was my question? Tell me what's working and tell me about the strengths in your organization, which I said to the group to see who would respond. Not once did this VP of sales exhibit curiosity. Not once did he had a golden opportunity to exhibit excellent leadership by saying, okay, Jen, good question. I want to hear from my team. What do each of you think about your sellers? What are their strengths and what's working? It's that simple, to be curious and not make it about the VP of sales. So that is an example of how not to be curious. He made it about himself, and it was an opportunity to make it about the team. I'm seeing some head nods. Yeah? Landed? Cool. That's rule number 2. All right, now we're going to play a super quick game. Y'all ready? Hello? Yes. Oh, thank you. Good morning. Okay, this involves talking with each other, okay? I'd like you to, the word is pair, but no, you're going to be in groups of 3, and I would like a timekeeper, so time accountability, please. In groups of 3 for like 3 minutes. Here's the exercise. I call it a game. I like to play games, board games. This game, you have landed your dream meeting. It is your ideal client. It is the meeting that can take your business to the next level. What are you going to do to prepare for this meeting? Or maybe it's what are you going to buy? I don't know. What if the meeting is with Louis Vuitton? You probably don't want to show up in a suit from the Men's Warehouse. I don't know. So whatever that dream client meeting looks like, the game is there's going to be a partner A and a partner B and a judge, okay? Partner A is going to have 60 seconds to share all the things that you will do to prepare for this meeting. I'm going to get my hair did. I'm going to get a manicure. I might get some new shoes, whatever the thing, okay? Partner A will go first. Partner B's job is to listen, not take notes, but to listen to what partner A is sharing about how they will prep. That's it. Then we're going to switch. Partner B will share what they will do or what they will buy, however they will prepare for this dream client meeting. The judge is the only person that will be writing down what all did partner A say and how did partner B do at repeating, and then switch it. The judge is the only person who will take notes. What did partner A say? What did partner B say? And how did they each do at repeating what they heard? The judge is the only person that will take notes. Okay, so we're going to take 3 minutes. We're going to do this super quickly. So I'd like y'all to gather in groups of 3 very quickly. Assign your partner A, assign your partner B, and assign your judge. You got 3 minutes. All right, and we're back. If you would please return to your seats. All right, so welcome back, welcome back. Judges, please raise your hands. Who are my judges? Introduce yourself and tell us who did better in terms of repeating what was heard.
Hi, I'm Denise. We didn't have the opportunity for Ruben to repeat what Jeffrey was saying, but Jeffrey did a great job repeating what Ruben said.
What does it mean he did a great job? How well did he do?
So Ruben had 8 points that he wanted to do for the meeting.
Okay.
and Jeffrey got 7 of them. So, yeah, 7 out of 8.
Would you quickly read to us what are the 8 points that he wanted to accomplish?
Ruben wanted to get new clothes, get a haircut, Google the company and the person.
Would you put the mic closer to you?
Oh, yes, sorry. Look for information on the company, person, such as where they went to college or things like that. He wanted to shine shoes, trim his beard, make sure to eat well the day before, and go to sleep early.
Oh, thank you. Denise, is that right? Denise, thank you so much. Okay, we had a lot of heads nodding there. Let's take one more judge. Who's my volunteer? Thank you, Lashad. Lashad's got the mic. Who's our volunteer? One more judge.
God help me. Okay, I had Kian. Is that right? Kian? What's her name again? Right, that's right, Rodney. Yeah. The funny thing is I couldn't get him to shut up, and but they matched almost identical. They each had 8 points. They matched, and I don't think like somebody was stealing the others because you could tell that they were very comfortable with it. The thing that kind of I thought was Kian said, make sure I understand what they like and what they don't like, and try to figure out that. And
so
then,
quick pause, Kian, how do you go about figuring out what they like or don't like? What does that mean?
Sorry, it's doing the research.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, back to you, Cece.
both of them said research, history. Now, I will say that Rodney did mention brand, going and looking at their brand and understanding the history of the company or who they're with and all that. So.
Nice. Excellent. Okay, very good, very good. All right, thank you, judges. More to come. So, thank you for that. Let's move on to rule number 3, but a quick refresh. Rule number 1, what's in it for them? It's about your customer, client, or prospect. Rule number 2, who remembers what rule number 2 is? Be curious. Oh, thank you so much. And please, a minimum of 3 to 1, at least ask 3 questions at every opportunity before you launch into anything about yourself. 3 to 1 ratio. All right, now rule number 3, be present. Be present, people. So this past summer, I was on an Alaskan cruise. We were celebrating several of our their 50th birthdays, and there were about 13 of us on this cruise together. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. There were 5,000 people on this ship. About 4,000 were the patrons. What do you call us? Customers? Shippies? Shippers? What do you call? Is there a name? Seriously, passengers. Thank you so much. Wow. There were about 4,000 passengers and about 1,000 staff or crew. This was a pretty nice ship. There were tons of restaurants. And raise your hand if you've been on a cruise. So food, right? Food's big. So these crew members, the staff, constantly replenishing the chaffing dishes, constantly serving us in the restaurants with the drinks, with the hot plates, all the things. And one thing I noticed that really got stuck in my craw is how infrequent the passengers engaged with the crew. How infrequent the passengers would make eye contact with the staff and the crew. How infrequent they would use words like please and thank you and hello, how are you? I was disgusted, actually, because what I did here was, hey, give me the salt. Hey, I ordered that drink like 3 minutes ago. This is what I heard, and I'm getting goosebumps. It was awful. We still had a wonderful time. Funny how you get past those things. One person in my group, a dear friend named JJ stood out to me remarkably because every single interaction he had with the staff or crew, whether they were replenishing the hand sanitizer in the bathroom or they were serving him a drink, he did several things. He intentionally looked at their name tag and he said, Chris, thank you for being here and taking care of me and my people. Where are you from, Chris? How long have you been working on the ship, Chris? What do you love about working on the ship? And guess whose drinks arrived first? every time. Guess who got their plate served first and their plate was hot every single time? JJ. And I thought, wow, how simple. Please and thank you. Good morning. We have no idea what's going on in people's lives. And to be present, authentically present for the person in front of you can make or break another human being's day. So connect those dots into any kind of selling conversation. Perhaps you don't like the word sale or selling or sale. So call it serving, helping, solving, advising, teaching, consulting. Any kind of selling conversation. I like the word sales. I'm very proud of what I do. In any selling conversation, be authentically present. That means put your phone down. That means even with intention, I'm going to put my phone away so that I can be fully present for our conversation. May I ask the same of you? Or if you're waiting on an important notification from your doctor or your kids calling you, it's something that you know is about to happen. The only reason I have my phone present where I can see it is because I'm expecting a call from my physician. Once that happens, my intention is to put my phone away. Are you okay with that? What do you think that does? You're nodding your head. How would you feel if you heard that? How would you feel about that?
They cared about my time, and they cared that, that they were present with me, and, I had their attention. Or they had my attention. So
they were present with me. They cared about me. Guess what? When we care more, we close more. When we care more, we close more. It's that simple. When we care more, we close more. All right, rule number 4, let's refresh. Rule number 1, what's in it for them? It's about your customer, your client, your prospect. It's not about you yet. What's in it for them? Rule number 2, be curious. Please, 3-to-1 ratio. Ask at least 3 questions before you launch into anything about yourself. What's rule number 3? Excellent. Be present. Be authentically present. Thank you. And now rule number 4. Respond. Don't react. Whew, this is a tough one. Respond. Don't react. So last week, I had the pleasure of having a coffee date, a coffee meeting with a woman who is the president of her own marketing organization. And she was looking for some sales chops, is how she said. I need some sales chops in my sales team. Great. Well, I got intestinal fortitude, so let's go. So we're having a conversation, a discovery qualification conversation. And she says to me, what are your rates? How do you charge? You hourly? You like retainer? What? I told her. And she said, she did not say holy sugar. I'll tell you that. That's up there with my attorney's fees. And that's how I reacted. I shut my mouth. I did not say one word. And guess what happened? She leaned in, filled the space, filled the silence, and said, okay, let's keep going. Nothing was said ever again. Now, in my head, my saboteur, my sabotage voice, my victim voice, it says, Jen, you're not worthy to offer those charges. Who do you think you are? That voice was like, lean in, offer her a discount. I have a former boss who used to say, drop your pants. I don't care what it takes. I heard, drop your pants. What's it going to take? Don't let her leave this table. But instead, she couldn't tell. Maybe she could. I took a deep breath and I embraced the power of the pause. And I said nothing. And she leaned in and filled the space and filled the silence and said, okay, let's keep going. She didn't know that there was sweat dripping down my back. Respond, don't react. Who's got an example of a time in which you reacted and then you wished you had paused and responded? There's got to be thousands. Who's got one to share? Someone we haven't heard from yet. Oh, right here. Go for it, Cindy.
I have a simple one. And gosh, I probably do this all the time and I always have to apologize afterwards. But it's simple employee calling in or texting me saying, hey, something's come up with my family. Cindy, I'm going to have to be out today. Maybe it's someone that's coordinating an important part of our clinic. And my text back immediately went into game planning, right? Oh, okay. So we can have so-and-so do this and so-and-so do that, just business, right? And then immediately I hit send and I thought, Cindy, what are you doing? So I immediately texted a second message that said, where are my manners? I am so sorry. I hope everything's okay. Are you okay? How can I support you? Right? Like, don't worry about it. We got things covered, right? I just went into business mode and I apologize. I should have not done that right away. So that would be, I reacted. I did not respond.
Made that mistake before, right? Remember, who's a human being in this room? Why is it that we forget that? Because we get wrapped up in us instead of what's in it for them. Great stories. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now we are at rule number 5. Let us recap. Rule number 1, what's in it for them? Your customer, your prospect, or your client comes first. What's in it for them? What's rule number 2? Be curious, please. Think of my voice, little Jen sitting on your shoulder, saying, Jen is saying to me, did you ask a minimum of 3 questions before you launched and premature pitched and commission breathed all over this other human? Ask a minimum of, thank you, 3 to 1 questions. Minimum of 3 questions. That's rule number 2. What's rule number 3? Be present. Be authentically present. Be present. Thank you. Rule number 4. Yes, respond, don't react. And now let's move on to rule number 5. So that is me. This was a long time ago. You may remember when I came up here and started talking, I shared that once upon a time, I immigrated to Israel, jet lagged, disoriented, confused. Holy sugar, what have I done? What I did when I arrived to my ultimate destination, which was the 4-hour taxi drive down south, is I was a dairy farmer. I milked cows for 5 years. And a couple of people were like, what? Yeah, I love it. Dairy farmer. So I learned 2 of the most powerful selling lessons from that 5-year experience, even more than 20 years in corporate America. And it's these 2 things. Number 1, we had a herd of 300 cows. They were all branded. My favorites had names. We named them just like our pets. And when I would engage with my favorite cows and make nice on them like we do with our pets at home, 2 things happened. Number 1, they consistently yielded a higher milk production. Kian's like, yep, I know where you're going. And number 2, they were healthy longer. They were sick less often. That's by doing 2 things. By engaging with them, in this case, petting them. I don't recommend you pet your prospects, colleagues. That's a different. But by engaging with the cows and learning to really listen to them. So rule number 5 is how to be an all-star listener. And how do you listen to cows? It was exquisite. I had 4 favorite cows, and I learned their different moos. I learned when something was amuck. Then it was on me to uncover what's going on. Is Gretel getting sick? And if so, how do I get in front of this? Because if she gets sick, lower milk production, she's going to be sick. She's out. Then I'm losing money. So connecting the dots into a caring more equals closing more perspective. When we engage with our customers, prospects, and clients authentically, with presence, with curiosity, we engender trust. And when we build trust, the more our customers, prospects, and clients trust us, the likelier they are to work with us and buy from us. So rule number 5 is how to be an all-star listener. How to be an all-star listener. All right, now, this is our final exercise, our final game. This is the Dress for Success sequel. All my judges, please stand up. Please stand up. Thank you. Eileen, right? Yes. Excellent. Eileen, you go first. Okay, look around. Here are the judges. Look at that. That's awesome. First, tell us, who was the better listener of your partners A and B?
The better listener was Mike, right? He got 8 out of 8 of them correct. And he even got into, because Kamen, sorry. He did a really good job of giving so many details, and he actually got all the details, even the name of the hairdresser, or the person who was going to cut his hair.
Excellent. Thank
Yes.
you. All right, thank you. Would you please pass the mic to this young man here? And do introduce yourself, please.
Sure. My name is Aaron. We had a similar problem where we didn't get a chance to really go back and forth, but both of them worked as a great team, and it seemed like they both had a lot of similar things that they wanted to prepare for, and so they almost had identical stories. So I'd say they both did great.
Okay, I love that. You must choose partner A or B.
All right.
Who did a little bit better, and tell us why.
All right, so I think for one reason and one reason only, I think Carlos did a little bit better, just because the thing that took it to the next level was he was going to try to prepare questions to ask for the prospect.
Excellent.
So.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Sure. Hello, I'm Kirsten Fessler, and my contenders were John and Enrique. Similar problem as you're supposed to slip it behind you.
Subtle.
My
That was
goodness.
subtle. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, similar issue. John was contendant A. He gave great points, prepared really well for his ideal client. Enrique listened superbly. I think maybe even repeated verbatim. It was really impressive. And Enrique shared he was B, and then we ran out of time. So I have to give Enrique the golden star because of time, but really they were both very prepared for their ideal clients.
Kirsten, one more question.
Sure.
Would you share with us all of the things, the details that Enrique repeated back? Let's hear all those details, please.
So you're testing my listening. Great. Awesome. Okay, I did take notes. I'm allowed to use my notes?
Judges, yes. Thank you for
Perfect.
remembering the rules. Proceed.
Okay, awesome. He said that John would research first. His first component would be researching, and then he listed all the different avenues he'd research. His family, did they go to college? Did they like baseball? Did they have connections? Did they no, I'm gonna not even do as good as Enrique. Okay, you're gonna want your money back. Yes, and then secondly, he said he would actually, this was before you put a point to be authentic. He said, I would have to be authentic. I wouldn't necessarily go out and buy a brand new suit and try to be someone I'm not. I'm going to dress my best, but I'm going to stay within my style to do that. Whether if the meeting is corporate, I'll wear a suit. If it's on the golf course, of course I won't, but I'm going to still stay true to who I am, be authentic.
Oh, excellent. Whew. Thank you. Thank you, Kirsten. Let's take one more. Who have we not heard from? Well, we've heard from, pick one. Which one is going to go? Share. Same question. Who was the better listener? And then share with us those details, please.
Okay, so I feel like I'm in the same position with Aaron and Kirsten, and they both did really well. Luis is going to wear a lot more cologne. I guess Austin's not wearing cologne, but Austin is going to trim his beard and eyebrows in addition to his hair. So I thought that detail was good. I think what I enjoyed and what was important is that Austin did listen to Luis. Almost everything was repeated, but when we had a few minutes left over, they got to brainstorm. And what I'm trying to do with the company that I think that they did very well is that Austin listened to experience, because experience does bring something to the team. But Luis also listened to Austin and what his youth and vitality bring in regards to Facebook. And so I felt it was a win-win for this team.
So good. Eyebrows and cologne. And my takeaway from that is the mutual desire to listen to each other and learn from each other. Beautiful. Okay, thank you, judges. We are complete with the Dress for Success game. And now we are going to wrap it up. We are going to repeat these 5 rules, 5 ways to explode your sales. Why? Why should you care about this at all? Because likely your monthly reoccurring revenue and your annual reoccurring revenue depends on it. Caring more equals closing more. 5 ways to explode your sales. Number 1, what's in it for them? Your customer, client, or prospect comes first, period. Rule number 2, yes, please ask a minimum of 3 questions. Excellent. And rule number 3, be authentically present. You all are fantastic. Thank you. What's rule number 4? Respond, don't react. And rule number 5, be an all-star listener. So go out there, listen louder than you speak, care more than you talk, and close more deals. My name is Jen Halpern. My company is Soft Sell Coaching. And as a servant leader, my gift to you, if you so choose, is a 42-minute, 1-hour sales coaching conversation. And my commitment is to uncover 1 to 2 tactical takeaways from that conversation that you can go immediately apply to make a difference in your sales motion. Jen Halpern, Soft Sell Coaching. We are complete. Thank you. Enjoyed it.